Ayesha Curry, she didn't apologize, but she acknowledged that she was being disrespectful to Steph Curry when she said allegedly that he wasn't her type.
Girl, please.
This is big. She was on the Obama's podcast.
Oh, please.
And Michelle,
this is like a whole list of that.
Of teeth sucking. Well, I think it was important because
he be cutting me off to say this stupid shit too.
Obama's podcast.
Been
dragging Obama's just as much as
Ayesha Curry been getting dragged for a decade for being a terrible, disrespectful wife. I think we could at least shout out the fact that she tried to give some of it back and say I came off disrespectful to Steph. And Steph laughed and was kind of like, "Yeah, you that one up." I just thought it was important to acknowledge that.
Seemed like he had a talk with her about that.
Yeah. So I just want to salute her for it.
Salute, sure.
Salute Ayesha Curry.
Go
ahead.
Obamas.
And next time you do one of them daytime talk shows and one of these buff naked walk out the back, don't gesture like you're going to take your wedding ring off and nobody will say anything.
Just like that.
Because we can't do
If my wife do some shit like that, that's another thing about marriage, yo.
I'm not
Then your wife would do shit like, girl.
See, would that really bother you?
Yes.
It's disrespectful. It's crazy.
Yes.
It's not
Have
funny.
you lost your mind?
Yes.
Keep your ring. Don't play with me like that.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to go.
I don't care. No, I would do it.
I'll put that.
That's what I'm surprised you
No, that's a joke, Mark. I'm being performative. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But that would truly bother me. Why wouldn't that bother you?
Because I would make the same joke, and it would, to me, it's all about respecting your partner and what y'all into.
You and your wife have great senses of humor, though.
Yeah, so we joke like that. Like I would absolutely joke. I joke about my wife getting y'all turned into abducted by aliens before I was getting hit by a bus, right? and we would joke about like there's certain jokes we would make, and I think it has to be even on both sides. Now, if y'all don't play like that, then don't play like that. But
plus, you could tell you can't beat your wife. So
it's probably true. But
and we shouldn't hit any woman, Mona.
Right.
Disclaimer, because you be up here a couple. You be up here a couple times.
I mean, sometimes I ain't even gonna crack that one. Go ahead.
Trying to get sponsors.
I just think people be too serious about stuff, man. It was clear to me that Ayesha Curry was just joking because she was hosting a talk show.
Joke. Yeah. Don't joke about no wedding ring.
Whatever works for people's relationships, but I didn't bug out about it, and I don't know if he gave a. I don't know. He could have. I don't know. I don't assume he did because I know I wouldn't trip if my wife was doing that.
How often? Not your wife, but how often would she be able to make that joke? Once a month? Bi-weekly? Like, is that just a joke that's happening? Well, who the think I am?
That depends, though. It depends on the relationship in the husband or the spouse. At the end of the day, if y'all play like that, cool. I think what makes the difference is you're doing it on national television.
Yeah, you can't do that shit publicly.
So people see you do it. You know what I mean? So he might not give a but then after people troll him for a month and say, yeah, your wife don't give a about you, then it might affect y'all.
And bitch, me and my man don't argue, don't fuss, don't cuss at each other, none of that shit. I simply tell him to shut the fuck up and he says, yes, my queen, whatever you say.
What's that?
Me and my man don't argue at all. I simply tell him, shut the fuck up, and he be like, yes, ma'am.
Shut the fuck up. Who you
This girl and her boyfriend.
Shut the fuck up.
This girl and her boyfriend did it, and he said, happy life, happy wife.
I don't give a fuck about motherfucking boyfriend. What are you talking about, man? This ain't that.
Why you can't get with the program?
We do that. This ain't that.
Why you can't get with the program?
I am get with the program, so redo it.
He said redo it. He hates her.
I wrote the program.
She's getting her ass. He said redo it.
I wrote the program.
Redo it.
Yo, I think the thing with her
certain
is,
jokes ain't all right with me. I ain't gonna lie.
And she's been on a 3-year run, 4-year run of saying things.
Longer than that.
6-year run.
I'm just giving you saying things that have been questionable in the media. So if this is a one-off, cool. If you and your dude play like that, cool. But sometimes you got to read the room and adjust accordingly. And so
that's what she did with the Obamas.
That's what I felt like she did.
Because let me ask you something, Mark. You say if you and your
right.
you say, but me too. But to that point, you don't see Steph play like that publicly.
I don't see Steph in those contexts. I also think it's different.
You never seen Steph on a podcast? You never seen Steph do an interview? You've seen Steph do man?
I mean, you might be right. I'm saying I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying I don't know. I haven't seen him in that context. Like, I've never seen him like on like the equivalent.
Well,
of
that's what I'm asking you. If you and your wife have a certain way that y'all play indoors, Is it just understood that could transfer to the public?
No, I think indoors and out of doors
Totally different.
Totally different. There's jokes I would make in the house that I wouldn't make out of the house, but also vice versa. Sometimes you're more performative for the camera if you're hosting a show together, like in this thing together. Check your Patreon. Or sometimes in the house, y'all might have jokes that go way further than you will allow in public. It just depends on how people see things. You know what I mean? Typically, a celebrity man basketball player or football player or whatever,
Man, period.
yeah, has a lot of options, and the assumption is he's everybody. So joking that you're everybody might not be the joke to make. I do think we have to account for like power in relationships. Like I think if people don't joke, people don't expect Ayesha Curry, the Christian so-called good girl from the theater club, to make a joke about a Chippendales dancer. That's what makes it a good joke. To me, Steph said, "Oh, I'll go." Rihanna, that ain't a good joke. Like he might go f Rihanna. Whoever. Before Rihanna was with somebody, I just mean hypothetically. That's just my go-to.
I understand what you're saying.
That's who you want.
I made that joke with my wife on the show. That's what I'm saying. Like
Come on, yo, we interviewed ASAP up here.
It just shout out to ASAP. No disrespect to ASAP.
Mark got a thing for Rihanna.
Men have a thing.
I think this is the men view, by the way.
What?
This is the men's view.
It's the men view.
Right. And I make jokes up here that I wouldn't make nowhere else. That's what I'm saying. I think it just depends on the relationship and the situation. But I don't think whatever's private can just go public.
So let me ask you, right? Let's just say your wife was mad liberal with jokes.
Yeah.
Right?
Which she's not.
No, I'm just saying, let's hypothetically. And then from 2017 to 2025, you've taken this shot and it drew public attention. You've taken this shot, it drew public attention. You took this shot, it drew public attention and scrutiny. At some point, as the husband, even if your wife is cool with it, because it keeps becoming a topic, and now people starting to look at your husband like, yo, he a ass.
Yeah.
I think that she should
fall back,
simmer down some, right? Jada Pinkett is out on some new shit, and they going on her because she said this shit about, yo, do y'all live together? And she was like, I mean, at some point in time we will again.
Jada don't give a.
She be lighting this ass up. So my thing is, even at
double entendre,
right? So
Jada
I don't like that. You don't like that.
Nah, hell no, man.
Yo,
We don't
so
like
even-
the structure thing because it makes the man look real milquetoast. Like,
Yeah.
if the woman is just.
Jada,
But some dudes don't care.
But that's my point, though.
If you gotta be pussy, because not care.
But if you care
That don't
about
make you
him,
pussy if
if
you
you
don't
care
care.
about him, again, even if Will Smith don't give a but if you care about him, then you should care about the public persona of your dude.
A lot of these try to change.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that I'll give you a perfect example. After I said that about like my wife not taking my name, every time I post something, it's like, you ass. You don't want your wife ain't taking it. Blah, blah, blah. And so my wife, when we put clips up sometimes of our podcast and this thing together on Patreon, sometimes she'll say, I don't want to put that out because it's gonna make you look bad, or I don't want to say this thing because I care. And I'll be like, no, I'm with you, but I'll be like, put it out anyway because I don't care.
Right.
So they've been calling me a bitch ass nigga.
Man, since day one. So, but also like if you're gonna take a certain position or have a certain politics or just care about your relationship in a certain way, there's certain things you're gonna allow, certain things you're not, and it's up to each individual person. I don't think that makes the person the bitch ass. Certainly don't make me one because I'm not. So, but it's about what works for your relationship.
I feel like people are changing I feel like people are just changing the structure how how things work, or people's comfortability. Is the structure changing?
Would you feel that if the shoe was reversed?
I have a second
I
question.
do. Wait, what do you tell me what you mean? I think I thought I did, but I want to
Because oftentimes, especially who you are, you stand on the side of women's rights. That's for lack of a better term.
He's a feminist.
He's a feminist.
So if the man
Yeah,
was
feminist.
no, listen.
Why is that funny?
Because that's the clean word for what we want to
Like
say.
you're Susan B. Anthony or something.
He is.
Susan B. Anthony fought for women's suffrage. You don't think women should vote?
Of course.
So what the fuck are we talking about?
Wow. Yeah, man.
He's a feminist.
I think clowning a dude for being feminist is like clowning a white person for being anti-racist. I just think it's a crazy position to take.
Oh, now he's sensitive about it.
I'm not sensitive. I just
Look,
think
now he's sensitive about it.
I'm just disagreeing with him.
I'm just saying it's like feminist.
You think like women should be feminists?
No, it's just a label that is more aligned with the women. That's
No,
all.
it's
Right,
not.
because we live in a society that doesn't support women.
Words mean things. I'm just saying, if you're a feminist, like if it's like
What's a feminist?
a person that supports women's rights.
And you're laughing at me for supporting
No,
women's
because
rights?
the way it's
Yes.
That's crazy as fuck.
it's just a label. We need to rebrand the term for men. That's all.
Well,
I don't know what it looks like, but maybe it needs a rebrand.
why?
Why not?
Because it shouldn't be
Because
called.
it means to support women's rights.
Because it has the word feminine.
So what?
It's because it's women that you're supporting. Huh?
I know, but it just sounds
crazy right now.
No, it sounds crazy.
No, you don't.
A man, you're a feminist. Like, no, I'm not. I support women. I don't know.
So does it sound crazy for a white person to be pro-black because they're not black?
All he's saying.
Let him respond.
No, I don't. It's false equivalency. All I'm saying.
How is it a false
It's a
equivalency?
false equivalency.
How?
I'm just saying the word feminist sounds crazy when you label it on a man.
Because we're not women.
Exactly, we're not.
So then why is it okay to be pro-black as a white person if you're not black?
I'm just saying that we need to find another word for men that support women. Feminist just sounds crazy.
And here's what I'm saying in response: the idea that a man supporting a woman, or a man having a label that has woman in it, the idea that sounds crazy to you is exactly why we need words like feminism. Yeah, because it suggests that anything associated with women shouldn't be attached to men. That's what it means, and that's what I'm saying.
Mark's right.
Mark's right, nigga.
Y'all changing what he's saying.
I'm not changing what he's saying. He said it sounds crazy for a man to be associated with the word femme.
That's what he said.
Yes, to be supportive
but
of
that doesn't
women.
mean he doesn't support the women.
I'm not.
He didn't say that.
I didn't say he doesn't.
But he's making it very clear.
That's not what he said. That's not what Mark is saying. What Mark is. Let me restate it again.
You my man, bro.
Let me restate it. Let me restate what I'm saying.
Mark is passionate
coming
about
from
this
you.
shit.
Yes, I am. So let me restate.
Mona, let them niggas fight.
What B-Dot said, if I understand you correctly, that I'm responding to is he supports women. That's not in dispute here. He's saying we need to rebrand the title because it sounds crazy for a man to identify as a feminist because it attaches man to the word femme.
Why is that just not a cool, funny
and I'm
point?
saying the idea that a man is uncomfortable being attached to femme when I'm feminist, I'm pro-woman, is itself part of the problem. In the same way that if a white person said, "Hey, I'm pro-black and I don't want to be associated with the word black. Let's have a different name for it so I don't have to be tied to the word black." You saying it's a false equivalent? I'm saying it's not.
You'll be called an ally.
It's the same thing.
What happens? You'll be an ally.
Yes, feminists are allies.
But words mean things. So I'm just saying the word feminist.
You can say words mean things if I'm saying.
No, because if you attribute the word femme to me, it sounds feminine.
No, but what's the difference?
And what's wrong with being feminine?
What about the
Oh, Mark, mute her. All right. Yo, why are you trying to troll my brother Mark? You are. Why are you trolling Mark?
No, I'm just saying.
That happens up.
He's taking a position I think a lot of people watch it take. So hopefully we got an education out of it.
Feminist just means you want them to have equal rights.
Equal rights, yeah. I don't get why this is so crazy.
It's not that crazy, but anyway.
Neutral Budden.